lounging, son.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Comic Lounge podcast. My name's Ryan, and as always, I have my trusty co-host Dylan with me. And today we're going to be going. It's another Fables episode, so we're going to be talking about Fables Volume 11 and 12.
Yes.
Volume 11 is War and Pieces, and Volume 12 is The Dark Ages. And before we get into that, even though like Dylan and I had already kind of talked about this before we started recording, we didn't really read much last week, mostly because it was kind of a light week. Not much really came out, and even what did come out, not really worth talking about. So,
I mean, sure.
But we could talk about stuff that we read that wasn't new releases. I know you've been getting some reading done. I've been reading some old shit too. So
hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you want to do Dark Tower? Because remember, I remember you and I were talking yesterday about how we should do like a novel, like a Stephen. No, not yesterday. Last week, we should do a Stephen King novel. Dude, you want to do Dark Tower? Like we just like read it for a month, and then like at the end of the month, we'll do an episode. All right, cool. We'll do Dark Tower.
It's a very quick read too. This print is like way larger than the version I read. All right, yeah. We'll do Dark Tower. I'm down.
Yeah, Dark Tower. I feel like, you know what? Let's read some more novels. Let's talk about it. Fuck it.
Yeah, why not, dude? I mean, and it's, you know, it's kind of nice to break away from comics too. I think last year at the beginning of my Goodreads, you'll see that I was trying to alternate. That's when I started doing those Star Wars books I was telling you about. So like I would read the new releases that came out, right? And then I would read a novel. And then after I read that novel, I would read through some of my trades in my to-read pile. And then I would add a novel in. You know what I mean? Like I'd do one a month.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty dope. Like, yeah. But I figure, you know, like Stephen King has 900 books out. So I figure why not read one?
Yeah. And if we can get through the 900 before we die, cool.
But the thing is, it's like, by the time we die, I guess we're just gonna have like another 900.
He'll still be writing novels after we die because he's probably fucking immortal or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's a vampire.
Right.
He looks like Mr. Dark with shorter hair. But anyway, Fables. Oh yeah. So wait. Before we talk about Fables, So I'm catching up on Extra Swords. I'm like one issue away from starting the actual event. And I'm pretty excited. I went back and read some stuff that I didn't that I didn't continue on with. Like I'm almost caught up with Excalibur. Remember I told you I think I stopped at 6, and I was like, man. But you know what? Like,
I stopped pretty early too. Yeah.
No. Well, with Excalibur, the thing is, it remains steady. It never takes a dive. It never like raises. Like the story never picks up, but it's like steady. It's like a solid story. Like, looking at it from like the whole, since I'm like 11 issues in now, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty decent. At least it doesn't like get worse. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I just want to see how. I mean, I noticed that it's starting to tie into the whole Saturn IX thing and like the other world. So going into Extra Swords and knowing what little I do know, like it's starting to make a little bit more sense and be something more cohesive. Like, you know what I mean? Cable's been great. Like we were talking about, you're talking about it yesterday. Freaking King Deadpool, King of Staten Island. It was great.
Yeah, I don't know. Cable's cool. Cable's a good book.
Cable's a lot of fun. Cable's a lot of fun. And it's just, there was a line where Deadpool calls him Babel.
Yeah.
I'm like, I miss the Deadpool Cable dynamic.
I know it's one of the best dynamics in comics. I think it's so funny.
So funny, and like that Cable, no matter what age, will always be Wade's best friend. I don't care.
He'll be Wade's best friend. He's just not Cable's best friend.
He's not Cable's best friend. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited for Extra Swords. I'm still making my way through Absolute Carnage, still making my way through Immortal Hulk. I'm not caught up on Immortal Hulk yet. I actually took like a little pause in reading Immortal Hulk, and then I think I'm just gonna I think the volume 6 or 7 trade comes out in the coming weeks. So maybe I'll pick that up. Yeah. And there's a lot of good shit, dude. Like honestly, I can honestly say, like being in 2021, despite the 2020 shit show that we lived with, there's a lot of good comics. Like a lot of good comics, a lot of good comics,
true.
a lot of good television.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. There was, in the Lakers won the championship last year.
Lakers won
That
the
was,
championship.
I'm
Like shit,
all
dude.
about that. Dodgers won.
Yeah,
We brought those
dude.
trophies back to LA where they belong.
Where they
So
belong. They just stay here for a while now. Yeah. So it, it was a lot of fun. Oh wait, you know what I started watching last night with my wife? Fucking Fargo. You ever watch the movie Fargo?
the original. Wait, the
I started.
first
We started
season.
watching. Yeah, we started watching the series.
Okay, the one with Billy Bob Thornton in the first season.
Yeah.
That fucking season is one of the best seasons of television. I haven't gone further, but I heard that every season is amazing.
Yeah, I heard the second season is John Malkovich, and like I think the third season or the fourth season, the current season, is Chris Rock.
Whoa, yeah, bro, like the Chris Rock season looks great. I haven't been able to watch it. I'm just gonna wait till these seasons are done, Yeah. But Chris Rock looks like crazy motherfucker. In those trailers. So
yeah, like it looks dope as shit. So I mean, me and my wife started watching it. She's never seen the Fargo movie, so she didn't know what it was going into it. I'm like, it's a really good mystery, but then peppered in is like these really nuanced Minnesota jokes. Yeah. Like,
you know what I mean? Hey Marge.
Oh, yeah. Hey Marge. And like, and it's so good, dude.
Dude, you have to get her to watch. Oh, you betcha. Movie,
I do. I told her we had to watch it too. So it's funny. Every time I suggest something, it's like it's on Netflix or it's on like Amazon Prime, but then when we finally get around to actually getting to watch it, they take it off. It's the worst shit.
And that is why I still will buy fucking DVDs. That's, you know what I mean? Because I fucking I hate that feeling of like you're like, okay, I don't need to buy this because they have it. It's on fucking Netflix or it's on Hulu or it's on whatever. And then it's gone by the time you actually want to get around and watch it. Yeah. So that's why, like, if there's a certain movie that I know that I love that like I want to be able to watch whenever the fuck I want to. Yeah, I make sure I buy. I buy a lot less. I used to buy like pretty much every movie that I even somewhat liked. I would buy. Yeah. So like I have like a very extensive movie collection. But
Fargo's great. I told her I really can't stop thinking about it. We watched 2 episodes last night, and the first and second episode, that shit just pops the fuck off.
Dude, bro. Lauren and I loved that season. I think we tried to watch season 2, but it like it's new characters, so it's like I couldn't get into it as much, because I really loved Martin Freeman's character. That's his name, right? Martin Freeman, the main guy in Fargo in the season 1. Yeah. I love his character. His character is so. I can't wait for you. You got to tell me when you get to the end.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk.
Yeah. Well, we also finished The Flight Attendant. Dude, have you watched The Flight Attendant? It's on HBO Max. Yo, that shit is dope. Okay. It's with Kelly Cuoco. Like, I hate Big Bang Theory. I think Big Bang Theory is like blackface for nerds. And
I don't know. I like that show. That's fine. I know a lot of people that don't like it. I like it because to me it's fucking funny. Like there are some things in there. It's blackface for nerds. That just hit me when you said. But there are some moments where I'm like, that's kind of true. Like some of the things they do, some of it is like way over the top. Where I'm like, that's not what it's like. Yeah. But there are moments where, and I like the little Easter eggs when I'm like, oh fuck, I have that comic when they're in the shop and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah. Kelly Cuoco's in it. And she's a raging alcoholic, like flight attendant who gets caught up in this whole murder mystery. It's really good, dude. It's all right. It's really, really, really good. Like it totally was not what I was expecting. Mm. But there's this whole. You'll see. You should check it out. It's pretty crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, but like I said, 2020 friggin' a lot of good comics, a lot of good friggin' television. I wish I could say there was a lot of good movies, but.
Yeah.
Did you watch Wonder Woman 1984?
No, my Ari called me when he was checking on me, and he asked if I watched it, and I was like, "Well, no, like I'm in the room alone, like I want to watch it all together." And he's like, and he just paused, and I was like, "What? Is this no good?" And he's like, He's like, I fell asleep halfway through and I don't plan on watching the other half. That's what he told me. I was like, oh fuck, all right. And then he's like, but what you should watch is Soul. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
Soul.
okay.
We watched
I
Soul
was
last
like,
night
we
too.
watched
Holy
Soul. We
crap!
watched Soul. That I know. I was like, fuck, dude, my fucking heartstrings are getting pulled left all which ways, dude. I was like, this is
Like,
Soul was I don't get it. Like I'm not reading all these negative things that people are saying about it, but I'm hearing it's getting some flack. I just don't like I said, I don't know enough about the flack they're giving. Like, because I'm like, I don't want to feed into this cancel
no,
culture bullshit
I
sometimes.
don't. Neither do I, because it's like, man, people can't even just enjoy things.
That was a
Like,
beautiful movie.
yeah,
And
and the
the
thing is,
lighting in there, like when they're in the barber shop and he's outside and the leaves are falling, I was like, dude, this is an amazing animated
piece of
film.
work. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an
this is
amazing piece of work. And like, I read a little bit over what people were getting upset about, but I'm sitting here like, this is Pixar. Like, Pixar had no intention of doing anything you thought they were doing. This is just a beautiful story. Just take it for what it is, and it's Pixar. Like, every single thing, every single Pixar, everything that Pixar does, it's meant to inspire. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And,
And
and
that's
it has a
and
lesson and a lesson in every one.
yeah, and this one is its literal root was to inspire something or someone, or like whether it be the student or whether it be 22, or you know what I mean? Like, it was meant to inspire, and people are just taking so wrapped up in things and just like twisting it and making it malevolent, bro. Like, I'm just like, man, get out of here with that shit. I never will believe anything you say like that about Pixar and the people that work there, because I don't know. Like,
I know I have to say this
it's
cancel culture shit to me is just it's starting to like drain on me. I'm like, if people look, it seems like people are now looking for something negative in almost everything that happens, and
yeah.
it's like, dude, I can't like I kind of just want to get off social media sometimes because like I just don't want to hear it, I don't want to see it, and it's like literally like I think I'm pretty much at like the bare minimum of when I'm on social media is just posting stuff.
Yeah.
Like Instagram is different. Like there's no negativity there, so I'll scroll through that shit, right?
Yeah.
Twitter, I don't look at anything on Twitter. I don't even know what goes on over there anymore. I literally just post my thing and then I walk away from it. Um, and then Facebook, sometimes I scroll, but it's too much. It's just too much shit. It
Yeah.
really is.
But okay, back to
Yeah,
Wonder Woman
let's.
1984. Hold on.
Yeah, it was bad, right?
All right. Well, okay. Look,
It's bad. That's
it
what
it wasn't great. There were some
okay.
moments that I enjoyed, and there were some moments that were absolutely unnecessary. And then there was one moment where like throughout the entire movie, like I'm just, when you watch it, we'll talk about it. But the entire movie when it's just it's like you're totally taking advantage of a person right now, and he doesn't even know it. Like, you don't you when you'll see it when you
Okay.
get to
All
it.
right. All right. So I should
Uh,
watch it though?
just watch it. Like, like, honestly, what do you have better to do right now?
That's true. That's true. That sounds so sad, but that's true. I have
What do you
nothing
have
better
better?
than to watch a movie that is worldwide hated right now.
One of my main things is, it's like, okay, 1984, right? Dude, the 80s, like that, like, it doesn't matter what genre of music, like, you could have had such a killer soundtrack and you didn't. Like,
Oh, that's annoying.
yeah, dude, and it's supposed to be a period piece, and like, what is more period about the 80s than the music itself? You know what I mean? Like,
Dang. I was hoping it would
so
at least have good music.
no, and I totally missed the mark on that. Like, there was
That's
no music. I don't remember any of the music from it.
fuck. All right.
Like, they didn't hit us with like any new wave or the Smiths, or like, just so much 80s music that's just so good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they totally missed that. And then another thing was like for the first 45 minutes there wasn't a single fight scene.
The fucking comic book movie.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of so this is what Diana was doing, like, in the 80s. A lot of that. Just a lot of that.
Oh
Like,
God, I'm not like interested at all now
no,
in
just
watching.
watch it, dude. Just watch it.
I'll watch it, but like no
Just
interest.
Just go in prepared. I'm just softening the blow here.
Yeah, thank you for softening the blow. All right, let's talk some comics.
Let's talk Fables, dude.
Let's talk Fables. Yeah, I didn't I didn't really read much last week. I already kind of told you, and
yeah,
Fables is what kind of I spent my time with. That and then Jack of Fables, like I said, I read some of those trades. Which you have. By the way, before we get into these trades, you have to catch up on Jack of Fables so that you'll understand Volume 13.
There's already a couple things that they started throwing in there, like why they named it the Jack Catch, like the Operation Jack Catch, and a couple other things. But we'll get to that when we talk about it. But yeah, like by 13, how many?
6 volumes.
6 volumes
of Jack
of Fables.
Yeah, they're quick. They're quick ones though, because like I think the volume 6 that I just read a couple days ago was only 5 issues.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like they're not like these. They're not fucking 10 issues or whatever. You know what I mean?
Dude, like these last few volumes were like hefty.
Yeah, and it's crazy because these are actually they're not even like deluxe editions. Like these are just like thick volumes. You know what I mean?
Like there's a lot of stuff happening through both of it. There's just like, holy crap! Like this is, I can't believe he had this planned out at some point.
I know
and
it's a lot.
And the way it was executed, it was just fantastic. Like the war itself, like Boy Blue and the operations and Prince Charming and the glory, like it really felt like felt like a very well thought out strategic military attack and converted into comic book form. And I enjoyed the shit out of it. I read, albeit I was late reading volume 12. I read both in one sitting. I couldn't step away from it, and I'm kind of I low-key want to start 13 already because of where 12 ended. Holy crap.
Yeah.
First, but let's talk about 11 first. So basically, it's the war. It's like the actual war. It starts with the war and ends with the end of the war. Really brings out the best in some of the characters that like they've really been building on for the past couple volumes, like Flycatcher, Boy Blue, Prince Charming, and Bigby Wolf, Snow White, the kids. Like it's even Frau Totenkinder, dude, she is such a fucking G. Yeah. She's such a thug girl. Like I love her so much. You know who really stepped up in this one too? Just in 11, King Cole. King Cole really stepped up as far as his stature in my list of characters. You think early on they do away with these characters just as a means of stepping stones to build other characters up, but like now that we're like halfway through it, every character is important. Every character is awesome, even characters you didn't think you'd like, or characters you could just like seemingly discard, like Bluebeard. His whole how his betrayal led into the first acts of war. You know what I mean? Oh man, like dude,
yeah, it's crazy.
Bill Willingham absolutely killed this writing. Like there's not a single character wasted. Not a single character wasted. If a character was introduced to you, just know that he's going to be important, whether it be immediately or way down the line. And it was great.
Yeah, I what I thought was kind of sucked is like we talked about in the last Fables episode was Boy Blue and Rose Red, and that gets fucking taken out in the first issue of volume 11. Like he's like in love with her, and like because they're at the farm and all the farm animals are there, and the.
Oh, you talking about Stinky? I think he's a badger.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah, he looks like a badger.
Stinky, yeah. So Stinky's like coming up and like, how do you not see it? We all see it. Like, how did you?
We thought you were already doing it.
Yeah, and he's like, I thought like you haven't been doing it this whole time. So then like by the time he fucking like gets up the courage and he goes to tell Rose Red, she's like, maybe like in the beginning, but not anymore. Yeah. And it just sucks because like you kind of like rooted for that relationship because like they were teasing it, and it was obvious to us as readers as well, you know, which I thought was kind of funny that we were, when Stinky's saying, oh, we all knew it, he was kind of like speaking for us as readers as well, you know, to see, like, I won't get too into it, we'll talk about it when we get into 12, but to see why Rose Red is the way she is with whom she likes, I think is kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Like,
yo, those truth bombs, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and boy, and we'll talk about it because Boy Blue is on. Well, fuck it, whatever. We're talking about 2 volumes. It doesn't really matter. But this one happens in volume 12. But he's like on his deathbed, right? He's dying, and she had married Sinbad because Sinbad was a hero of the war, right? And so like now she's like, oh no, but I do love Boy Blue. So she goes to him, and he just fucking unloads on her. He's like, you don't really want to be with me. You just want to be with whoever is most heroic or exciting or the new it guy for the moment, you know? And now that I'm dying, now I'm the new talk of the town, and now you want to be with me again. So like I think it's like I liked how he just like kind of unloaded on her, and like the story is not, we're led to believe it's not over. You know what I mean? Like by the end of 12, like she's still holding out hope that he will survive because he dies at the end, right? And what?
Oh no, same thing with Prince Charming. Like
right, but the thing is though, right? And like fuck it, we're gonna jump around. It doesn't really matter. I don't.
Fableverse.
So yeah, so basically, like you said, like Prince Charming died also, right? And I couldn't remember that he died because it's been so long that you know what I mean. Like I was like, oh fuck, that fool fucking just like sacrificed himself. That's crazy. But like, you know, they're talking about like, and that's a large theme that's been going on since we've been reading, right? Is like the power of a fable, like when Snow White in Volume 2, when she got fucking killed, but she survived because of how beloved she is in the larger consciousness of humanity.
Yeah.
So Prince Charming, he's Prince Charming of multiple stories. Of course he's gonna probably come back, right? Like he's dead now, but he's so in the public conscious that he's got to come back. But Boy Blue doesn't have that same.
He has the one nursery rhyme.
Right, and like even though he's got all these stories amongst the fables,
nobody knows about it.
Nobody knows that he's a war hero. Nobody knows that he went and slaughtered goblins and stuff to fucking come back with the information from Geppetto to find out who the adversary was. All this, like nobody knows these stories. So it's like nobody knows, will he or won't he come back? And like I thought that was a really interesting aspect.
But by the end, by like roughly around the middle of 12, like when they're doing the whole like post-war thing and doing the memorial service for Boy Blue, Stinky comes out of nowhere, and he brings up a very crazy notion that we need to start talking about Boy Blue and spread the stories and have people believe in him. But that's the power of this world, the world of all worlds, like our real world. Like if we believe in something, it'll come true. So Stinky sets out. So yeah, Stinky sets out, and he starts campaigning and starts telling, like, you know, speaking to the people of the stories about Boy Blue, so that they're more well known, even if it's just amongst the fables themselves. So like, you know, that's I think that's a freaking wild notion. Like that's the magic of the Mundy world.
Right.
The Mundy world is believed not to be magic, but it's the world that births other worlds simply because of belief. And like I think that was one of the craziest things to pop out of these couple volumes. Like, yo, they're about to flip everything on its ear. Like, you know, they, with the martyr of Boy Blue, I feel like they're essentially creating their own little fable religion. You know what I mean? And it's wild, dude. That's such a crazy concept to me. Like, damn, these. Like it kind of feels like, you know, Bill Willingham was going to cons, and you know, diehard nerds were sitting there legitimately asking, like, you know, Star Trek-esque questions where there's loopholes, and Bill Willingham was like, nope, we're just gonna, you know what, you're right, but fables can believe in things, and you know, it's such a crazy concept, and I love it. I love how he's executing it.
I know it really is. There's so many, and like I say this every time, but there's so many threads that he's working simultaneously, like in the background of the stuff that at the moment of the overall arc of the story is not important to that necessarily to that arc, but he's planting the seeds and then like he's like slowly pulling on threads as we go through, like where we're learning other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, going back into the War and Pieces Volume 11,
yeah.
I really loved the way they systematically decided to take stuff out. How they used Briar Rose and to put the town asleep, like the main town where the Emperor lived, which is the Emperor is really just one of Geppetto's children, just a huge wooden warrior, you know. But so he can't sleep. But everything else is put asleep, and then you got Prince Charming with Sinbad in the fucking warship, and they're bombing all the other fucking little
gates,
so that they can't can't transport between worlds and stuff. And but what I really liked too was Bigby at the end when he's fighting the wooden soldier, right? And you just see him and he's all fucked up. Right, like the Emperor's having his way with him. He's just fucking smacking him around, and he's fucking. And Bigby like ends up having to come back not as a wolf, but as his human form, and that's how he fucking takes out the fucking the Emperor. And then we get Boy Blue with his Vorpal sword, and he just fucking, just fucking slashes the fucking thing in half.
That shit was great, dude.
And but something that happened, like we said, Boy Blue's on his deathbed was because of that one arrow that they had been building that was full of magic that could always hit its target, right? And it was, since it was meant for Bigby, and Boy Blue jumps and tries to protect him, it goes through the fucking witching cloak.
Yeah.
It spears him and then hits Bigby. So Bigby
only scratches him.
Right.
Only scratches Bigby.
Only scratches Bigby, but we have the arrow going through Boy Blue. But since it wasn't meant for him, the magic didn't kill him. Right, but that's like, again, like if you had to wait months to read Volume 12, you would not have known that was a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But then we see it play out instantly for us because we're reading, the trades so quickly. But I thought it was interesting that we learned that there's something wrong with Boy Blue as we're learning that there's a new villain that is coming to fucking fuck everything up.
Along with an old villain making its way back, like, dude, it's
insane. There's just like,
it's really good.
And what I love about the new villain too. So basically, the witching cloak, the thread we find out that got stuck in his arm is what was giving his arm gangrene, and like they cut his arm off and he's fucking dying. And but the new bad is Mr. Dark. And he's literally, at least from my taking of it, I haven't gone on, but he is the boogeyman.
Yeah.
He is essentially the shadow underneath your bed that scares you at night. He is the epitome of evil and darkness. And
the
creepy as fuck.
Of the magic. The source of the magic. He's the source of the magic for the witching cloak, and the source of magic for the witching well,
right?
Which is like
they've been drawing power off of him.
Yeah, they kept them in a box,
right? And it's crazy too, because like we learned that from Geppetto, like that because he's like, man, you guys think it's over, but you have no idea what we've been doing. So he's essentially saying, like, for all the bad you think we've done, there's a lot of good that we've done as well. You just don't realize it now.
Geppetto sounds very Joseph Stalin-y to me, like how he's like, oh yeah, we killed millions, but for centuries we saved billions.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but in the same sense, he's kind of
right.
You know what I mean? Like he did, because look what happened, and then like. And we start, and that's what I love too about Volume 12 is we start off with geriatric Geppetto with his fucking old man clothes and his fucking like his little jacket, grumpy old man, dude. It's so fun.
And it's like he's just having an old man episodes everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Yelling at cars,
Oh my
yelling
God.
at a
Yeah,
girl for being on her phone.
because he hates technology, which I thought was kind of funny because it's like that's how most old people probably are. Like they hate,
Yeah.
like they look at all this new technology and they're like, and like the phone thing was what really stood out because I'm like, fuck, dude, like, and that's I think one of the aspects of Geppetto coming into our world is like you're seeing like an old timer come in with like his old ideals and seeing new technology and seeing how stupid we really look sometimes based
Yeah.
on our technology and how lazy we have gotten because of
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
Whereas when we didn't have all these things, we had to do more for ourselves. You know what I mean? We had to
Right.
interact more. So I thought that was pretty funny. Plus, Michael Allred's art, I'm always stoked to get some of his art, and I love his Geppetto. His old man Geppetto is just like
Yeah. His
it's
Geppetto is great. His Big B looks good. Friggin' the way he drew Snow White was fantastic too. Like, it's. I mean, I love Allred's work. Like, there hasn't been a thing where I was just like, oh, Michael Allred, that doesn't look that great, but it's very unique. Talk about stylized. I mean, like that's his shit. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I remember that last time we were talking about Fables, and Nick asked me, you know, like what I thought was gonna happen. Especially, I remember he like asked me who if people were gonna die, and I was like, Boy Blue.
yeah,
And then I remember him asking me, "What do you think is going to happen afterwards?" And I told him, like, it's not so much the war is a very important thing, but what's more important is what happens after. So now we're approaching that. We're hitting that apex, and I can't wait. This is going to be crazy because you know, in the aftermath of the war, you have the homeland still, right? Not including Haven, but everything else. Everything else is probably like they haven't even shown it yet, but I feel like everything is just complete disarray because there's no ruler. Like, the same things that happen like, in real life when you take down a tyrant or a dictator. You
yeah,
know?
like in Iraq.
Every yeah, like everything goes to shit. Like, and I can't wait to see what happens more with the homelands. And what another thing I found funny too was like second and third generation Fables who were born in Fabletown. They want
Oh
to go
yeah,
back. They're
yeah.
like, we want to go back and have a piece
We
of our
want our
pie.
lands. Yeah,
And I'm either like, that's not how it works. Like,
yeah,
I can't go to the Philippines and be like, hey, this is my land. I'm owed this because I was never allowed to be born here. Like, you know what I mean? It's just such a crazy
yeah.
concept to me too. Like there's a lot of he's building beyond what we thought was the main story,
Hmm.
like with the war, with the homelands and the adversary. He's building beyond it, and what the everything he's setting up right now, these little freaking the pebble stones he's dropping in the water to create the bigger ripples, dude. I cannot wait. Like I want to see more of Mr. Dark and what he's really capable of.
Oh, he's a
Because if he's the source of power for like the Witching Cloak was like damn near infinite power.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And the Witching Well like literally sent people to the afterlife.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just crazy. And whether or not freaking Stinky his new little boy blue religion works, remains to be seen. And man, same thing with Prince Charming. Like, there's a lot of fable. Like, those are like two heavy hitter fables to pass away. Like in the middle of a story, in the middle of a story arc. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I can't wait. I can't wait to go on further. It's
I know it makes me almost like not want to wait. I almost wish we would just like keep going every week with Fables until we're done because
yeah,
like I don't. It's so hard to stop in between. Like, luckily I had the Jack of Fables to kind of uh like after I was done with 12, I'm like, fuck. I was like, I need to read the next one. And I'm like, all right, I'll just read Jack of Fables. And then I read like the volume of 5, and like that first half of volume 5 of Jack of Fables wasn't that good. So I'm like, oh, whatever. Like now I'm good. And then the second half of it was really good. And then 6 leads in right into, I mean, it even says it, like, get ready for the Great Fables crossover. Because
yeah.
like
I saw it. Yeah,
the literals in, who are the main, those characters, right? They are essentially the creators of the fables, right?
mm-hmm.
So like they'll talk to you as the reader,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they're literally
Oh,
like
really?
talking. They're
Oh,
breaking
so they
fourth.
break the fourth
It'll
wall.
break fourth wall in this book. So it's really interesting. And man, I can't wait for you to like. I can't wait to get to that point of volume 13. Like this is gonna be a long couple weeks to wait. You know?
Yeah. I mean, shit. I have nothing but time, like I said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing but time. It's so crazy to me. Like you said, like we're a little more than halfway right now. It's 22 volumes,
22.
right?
So we got 10 left.
We
Yeah.
got 10 left. How much more is going to happen? Like
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where he's going to go past this.
I'm
But
at
the
the
thing
point where
is,
like I can't remember. Like
yeah.
I'm literally as I'm reading, I like when I start reading it, like I'm like, okay, I remember this,
Mm,
right? But like before I opened the trade, I couldn't have told you what was in volume 12 at all. I
yeah.
completely forgot about Mr. Dark.
Yeah.
Completely forgot that he even
Yeah.
existed because it's been so long since I've read this, you know, which is kind of cool because it's kind of like a fresh take for me, like as I'm
Yeah.
reading it. But
Mm.
Mr. Dark is a fucking evil son of a bitch. I mean, look how he fucking controls people. He kills them, then
And
he
he
eats
eats their
their
teeth
teeth,
and
and
then
then he
spits it out.
spits them out to fucking control. Like this shit's
This is
crazy,
the
dude.
wildest shit. Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Like so he's like a freaking he's like a boogeyman tooth fairy.
yeah,
What is happening?
yeah.
But like that's just and like how he talks to him, and they don't
Yeah,
say anything back for the most part.
yeah. Oh, dude, it's getting crazy, and
It's getting good. I can't wait. It's hard to believe that we've gone through 12 volumes already. You know what I mean? It doesn't
yeah.
feel like it.
No, it doesn't feel
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
feel
feel
like it
like
at all.
we've done it,
You
you know.
know,
And
and
just and Frau Totenkinder too. Like her fear of Mr. Dark is very interesting because she hasn't been scared of shit. And then we see Baba Yaga too. Oh yeah, we forgot about that. Like
Baba
all
Yaga.
of all of Fabletown, their fucking
Oh
whole
yeah.
headquarters is destroyed, and that's how Mr. Dark like comes in. Like, what did you think of that when you saw like all of a sudden they fucking lose the offices and they're fucking and then the building just fucking collapsed.
Well, okay, so that was so when he was saying like when Mr. Duck he was he basically said, "Oh, they've been using my magic." His whole drive is like they've been using my magic. They trapped me in a box and they've been using my magic and they made these enchanted things and they drew my power and they should be punished for it.
Mm-hmm.
So he wherever the box was opened, he does his whole thing where he sends a spell out to unbind the witching cloak, and you think it's just gonna unravel and do its thing, but it's a radial blast. So even though it hit its target, it affected everything around it. That's all the magic, all the enchantments, all the cantrips, everything that held Fabletown together because the cloak was at Fabletown.
Mm-hmm.
So when it tripped me out for a second, I was like, I didn't know what was going. It didn't really hit me until um what's her name, Beauty opened the door and it was a closet. Like whoa,
Yeah.
because I think before that they showed what's the flying monkey's name?
Pumpkin.
Yeah, Buffkin. They showed Buffkin flying in with the witching cloak, and it's just all rags, just torn up, torn to shit. It was absolutely terrible. It's like I swear, Buffkin in the most Buffkin way possible. Like he was explaining what happened, and then everything started clicking. Like, and then Beast comes in and it's like it's just an empty apartment. Like he opens the door to his office and it's an empty apartment, and
Mm-hmm.
then the way everything just starts to kind of like how fast it moves and like kind of like expresses how dire the situation is because when everything comes to shit, everything falls and collapses. Like within those couple issues, I think it's like the last like four. It's like the last the three chapters or so when everything's like all coming down, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they head back to the farm. This is where everything gets super interesting because you see people afraid, you see people unsure, but that conversation with Frau Totenkinder and Geppetto, that was just.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that conversation since I found out Geppetto was the was the adversary.
Adversary. Yeah, I know. It's oh man, like I said, the series is just I told you it doesn't get it doesn't start to falter at all.
No,
You know what I mean?
no, it
Like
doesn't.
every trade, it's like it's consistently just as good, if not sometimes a little bit better than the previous volume you just read. But
Yeah,
it's always good. Like you're talking about Excalibur, when you were reading it, and you're like, it doesn't ever get high, but it doesn't ever really get low. It just kind of stays this steady.
yeah,
Well, this stays steady, but like on a really good level. You know what I
yeah,
mean? To where like it's like phenomenal. This book just like and it hits you like from all different angles of like where you don't expect something's gonna happen, and then like you said, like just something as small as you seeing that the room was a closet, and it's like Totenkinder and Geppetto's like little interaction. So it's they've got like these really bombastic scenes or these really like dope scenes where you're seeing a building collapse to these little quiet like conversations. And sometimes those quiet little conversations to me are my favorite parts of the book because
yes,
like and Mark Buckingham's art, dude, is like yeah, they have a lot of guest artists on stuff and like different I think like even in 12 David Hahn, he did
yeah,
a cup I think the last issue or something of
mm,
them on the farm, which it was really good too, but Buckingham just he is Fables to me. It's noticeable when a different artist is on there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it's
yeah,
like I'm like
one
fuck,
hundred
it's not
percent.
it just doesn't feel the same to me. And not necessarily is that in a bad way, but it just I need Mark Buckingham's art for it to like really feel like I'm in Fables. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And oh man, I just can't wait. I cannot wait for the Great Fables crossover, Jack's return, because he's been such a scumbag where he's been. he's just such a he's just such a fucking asshole. And I like even as like I'm reading his book, I'm like, and he's the main character, so like, God, this guy's a douchebag. But fuck, I love reading his stories. You know what I mean? Like I really do. Like, and I wouldn't even call him a lovable douchebag. It's easy to hate him. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's gonna be
Prince
cool.
Charming is a
But
lovable
one,
douchebag.
yeah. But once you see Jack come back and what's going on, and like now I have the context that I didn't once have when
Yeah,
I originally read it because I hadn't read all those stuff. So it's like cool to like learn more about these literals and stuff, and to find out like you just find out a lot. Like get ready to like you're like, oh shit, I had no idea that's where it would be going. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
like Jack really elevated himself in power, and you learn a pretty big deal. Like I just learned a pretty big thing about him in volume 6 of his book,
oh,
and
see,
and I was like,
that's another thing too. I want to read the tie-ins because like I think in volume 11 they do the whole they explain how Geppetto was captured, right?
mm-hmm,
And how Geppetto was captured was Cinderella smuggled friggin' um, Pinocchio back into Fabletown. But
right,
the
right, right.
journey, to Fabletown, how they're like in some freaking South American country,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like this whole spy caper. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah. I want to
it's
read the Cinderella books too. I have two of them at home. I haven't read, but every character is just like Cinderella, a badass spy, and explaining how she fucking like. Oh, most people only fucking train for years. I've trained for centuries.
I
I'm
say
like,
yeah.
dang, dude, she's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Most like martial arts masters have less than a lifetime. Me, I've had centuries to practice these
Yeah,
things. And then she's keep in mind she's like tied up and she isn't armed and she just kicks the air and her freaking shoe hits the person with the gun. I'm like, what?
yeah.
Like what the hell? And it's Cinderella too, so it's like, what is even happening? How did you? And then especially like in the beginning when it's revealed that like Cinderella is a spy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you think of her as just like a sultry seductress, which is like half true, right?
Hmm.
She is, but like everything else, you have to think of her in like a perspective of like she's their Black Widow.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's essentially their Black Widow, and and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun with her because she's talking about like she's like because unlike in the movies, when you're a spy, you pick up every weapon you can possibly pick up. Like,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting here like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you pick up a bunch of handguns and put them in your pockets? Like, that's what I would do if I was in a situation. At
Yeah.
least that's what I think I'd do. But, dude, it's just every character, there's like I said earlier, like, there's not a single character wasted. Even down right down to the mouse guard because we see the mouse guard maybe for like one volume and we never really see him again. But then like Bigby makes a reference to him. Oh, here's a little something that I learned from the mouse guard, and he takes apart the Emperor's kneecap with a crowbar. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh, I learned this from the mouse guard. You got to strike at the joints. Like, dude, it's like it's not a single character, not a single reference, not a single thing about this script, about this story, about the art, about any issue is wasted. There's no fillers. There's no fillers.
No, not at all. I don't really have much else to say about it other than it's a fucking masterpiece in comics. I think. Again, like I say this every time we talk Fables, but I'm so glad we're doing this, dude. I'm so glad we're going through this series and reading it together, and it's really cool to be able to fucking help spread the love of this book and with other people and like seeing other people kind of getting into it too. It's really cool. So I can't wait to talk the Great Fables crossover. I really can't, dude. I cannot. It's gonna be awesome. Okay. Yeah. Anyways,
next week.
Dude, I actually have a lot of stuff coming out. Future State starts.
Oof.
I know. I'm not getting it all. I'm not reading it all, but I'll tell you what's on my pull. So I'm an episode. I'm an issue behind on Amazing Spider-Man because I guess it got like I guess did it get speculated on?
Yeah.
Okay. So I haven't been at the shop, so I don't know. So
it got spec'd on. It got. Have you read it?
No. I haven't had a chance. Did something happen in the book? Just tell me yes or no.
It alludes to the possibility of something happening.
Okay. All right. Anyways, so we'll talk about it next week after I get a chance to read it. So, another issue of Amazing Spider-Man's out. Obviously, the conclusion of Death Metal, I'm really excited for.
Yo, that cover.
Yeah. I'm really excited for that. I think Future State the next Batman, Future State Swamp Thing, I'm excited for. I think those will be cool. New issue of Iron Man, new issue of Venom's out, new issue of Firepower. Two books that I'm kind of intrigued about, though, are Eternals #1.
Yeah.
I'm very stoked on that. I'd love your thoughts on it, too, what you're thinking about it. And then also Star Wars High Republic. Because I think Marvel has been doing pretty good with their Star Wars comics. And
yeah.
I
haven't read any, but like it's pretty unanimous for the people who are reading it that they've been great. Like I've been hearing people talk about Dr. Aphra a lot, how they love Dr. Aphra, how they like the Kylo Ren the series has been good. Darth Vader has been good for a couple years now. Like
Darth Vader's really good, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been meaning to get into them, but I feel like I don't know. I want to get into them, but I don't know what it is in me that's like you know what? I don't know. I like my Star Wars mythos contained within like movies and series. You know what I mean? And I feel like I don't know. There's something off, weird about it, about like the comics to me that I'm just like, you know what? I just need to know what I know. Like that's it. I don't know. It's this weird thing. I just can't get into the comics.
I mean, these are considered in continuity. That's why I like reading them.
Oh, they are.
Like Marvel and Disney have said that anything that happens in a Marvel Star Wars comic book is considered in continuity in the overall Star Wars universe. So like Dr. Aphra technically exists within the films too, within all of it, that's why Rebels and Clone Wars and stuff like that, like that's why we're seeing the Mandalorian bringing in those characters because those are considered in continuity, and stuff like that. So not all of it's necessary, but like Jason Aaron's Star Wars is really good. Kieran Gillen's Darth Vader was really good. Charles Soule did there's 4 trades of his Darth Vader, which was really good. You see how Anakin gets his red lightsaber in there, which is pretty interesting. So there's some good stuff. You don't need to read it all of it, but there's a lot of good stuff. I could let you borrow. I have a lot of it. I could let you borrow.
Yeah. Okay. As far as Eternals go, I only read the Neil Gaiman, John Romita Jr.
Same.
And I'm really intrigued because it's Kieran Gillen
and Assad Ribic.
And Assad.
His art. I'll be honest with you. That's my main pull for it was the art because I love his art. His Thor is like still my favorite.
Oh yeah, absolutely, easily one of the best friggin' Thor series ever, art wise. But I'm really looking. I mean, whether or not I'm looking forward to it, I'm neither here nor there about it. Like, you know what I mean? but I mean, I will read it, and I have no idea what it's about, but like it already sounds like it's going to be better than the Neil Gaiman and John Romita Jr. one. Like I think we talked about it before. Like the art really just put me off about that one.
I know.
You know, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this because let's face it, I saw Ribbich. Like drawing deities is like his thing. Like he makes deities look like deities. He like they look like gods. Like the cover itself, like the main cover A itself looks epic off top.
Yeah, it looks good.
As far as the future state stuff, you said basically all the ones I said, like New Batman, Swamp Thing. I'm really looking forward to this Yara Flor, see what she's about.
Is that this week?
Yeah. Wonder Woman.
Oh,
just
okay.
Regular Wonder Woman.
All right, I don't have it on my sub, but I'll check it out.
Yeah. That Firepower. I can't wait. It's like the cover. The cover is literally a bunch of ninjas in the suburbs.
I know.
Running on rooftops.
I fucking love that book so much. I absolutely love that book. I mean, I think to me, it's like Invincible and Firepower are my favorite Kirkman stuff. Yeah. I would say already. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's just something about this book that I just love, and I can't. It's a good week. It's a pretty solid week for comics.
Yeah.
To kick off 2021, to be honest.
No, it absolutely. There's a lot. Everybody's coming in hard. Everybody's coming in super hard. There's a lot of stuff. Holy crap! This is a big week, even for the indies, even for the stuff I don't read. There's a lot of stuff coming out. Getting it together.
There's a shit ton of books. I know. I just read you all my pull. That was my pull. I have like 8 books coming out, and maybe 9. And I rarely have that many coming out in a week, but I think it's mostly because I'm testing out a couple of the future states. Like I added those to my poll. I don't know if I'll continue past the first issues. But I figured I'll sub to them, especially because I wasn't sure if I'd be at the shop, so I want to make sure that I'm able to read them. You know what I mean?
Like, have you seen the crossover issue 3 cover?
Which one?
Cover A.
There's like 10 of them.
Cover A.
Are you talking about the secret variants, or are you talking about?
No, just the regular cover A.
Is it the one with Spawn?
No. I'm talking about with the one with the big Gundam shadow.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, that's the main cover. It's a Gundam shadow.
And
it's funny because I just tweeted just recently. You know what I've always wanted to do? That's gonna be one of my 2021 goals. I want to build one of those Gundams. Like, those freaking cool ass Gundams that people freaking build. They're like freaking a foot tall.
Yeah, the models. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna do one of those, dude. Like, I don't know which one. I don't know how. Like, I have no idea. I've never done it before.
Yeah, me either. That sounds like fun. Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking do it, and I'm gonna chronicle it. And it's gonna be great. And it's funny that there's a Gundam shadow, like, because you see giant robot, like you think one of two things. You think the Power Rangers, and you think of Gundam. That's what only like 2 giant robots you ever think of. And this is obviously a freaking Gundam because it has a little coming out of the little thing. Yeah, dude, I'm super stoked for that. I don't know whether or not they're going to make an appearance because who knows? I have no idea where Cross.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing with this book, dude. There's I don't know. I'll read it. I'll check it out.
But Venom 32 comes out next week too.
Yeah, and we won't have Eddie Brock falling for 22 pages, so that'll be good. I talk a lot of shit, but I mean, I like Venom. That one issue, I'm just like, this is just so pointless. Why is he falling this long, dude? But I mean, I'm excited for Venom. I am excited still for King in Black, even though I've also been kind of critical of it. I think it's been fun, so we'll see how Venom is. It is. It's a fun book.
It's super fun. Oh, Future State Flash comes out next week too. This Wednesday too.
I know. I just don't know if I want to read it.
Really? I don't know.
I'll read it if I'm able to work this week, and I can get into the shop myself and not have to pay for the fucking book. I'll read it. If I can't work this week and I'm not paying for it. I just don't want to be sitting on a bunch of Future State comics either. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
In my collection, like if I enjoy reading them, I will just buy the trades. Like, I think we talked about how they're grouping all the Batman stuff, right? All the Superman stuff. So I don't want to have, and plus that's a lot of money. They're all over $4.
Oof, rough.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
So,
Yeah. So aside from that, it's a pretty heavy week. Like I don't even know what I'm gonna pick up. Like aside from the stuff that I said, I think I'm gonna pick up more. I just don't know what. There's a lot of stuff.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right, cool. All right. Well, if you're not already following us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Comic Lounge. You can follow Dylan at The Dillbot on Instagram. Make sure you throw your comments or suggestions down below, or you can also email us, thecomicloungepod@gmail.com, and make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid goes up. And on that note, we're out.
Later, buds.